Okay, hello and welcome back to everybody for another session. So this is session 20 of our May Day event now, and hopefully everyone's enjoying themselves. The numbers are beginning to creep back up again, which is quite nice. Our next session is a trial session and hopefully will work perfectly. We've got the live contribution from the Norwegian National Landslide Early Warning System being chaired by Graziella Divoli. Graziella, are you there?
Yes, but I have, I think, some issue with my camera because, since we have to connect to Google Meet with the Met Norway, so probably I cannot open in both places my camera. But
that's fine. But I can hear you, so
yeah,
that's a good start.
Okay, thank you very much and welcome back this morning. Yes, in this next session, we will try to have a live from Norway, and we will see what we do every day. Usually, we start with daily evaluation at between 8 and in the morning and 9, and at 9 we connect with the meteorologists on duty, and we have a briefing with them, which it lasts 50 minutes, between 50 and 20 minutes, and depending of how complicated is the situation. And after that, we have more or less from 9:15 until 10 o'clock in the morning, we have the preparation of the warning and finalize the warning and publish the warning in our webpage. So today for this session, what since it was too long to stay for 2 hours, we just decided to start from, we will start to see, to follow the Met briefing that will be done in English. And in this Met briefing, there will be, of course, the meteorologists on duty. There will be 2 people from the flood warning. There are 2 people from the landslide early warning, and there is a person, one person from the road authority, which is in charge of the emergency, which is also on duty for today. And there will be probably also another people for the emergency, for the general emergency at NVE, which follow usually the issue related to wind and energy. Yeah. So yes. So another few minutes just to say that yesterday we talked about scale, and I want to point out that in our group we have many scale. Actually, we are an European, I will say, an European landslide forecasting group, because we have people from Norway, from France, Finland, Germany, Italy, Denmark. I think I didn't forget France, so I didn't forget. So we are an European group, operate at the national level and send a regional warning. So I think we cover all the scale. So now I will share my screen, and we will connect with Met Norway. I will check with you, Katie, if the sound works. So ready to join.
No, Graziella med oss. Graziella?
Yes, we are here. There is 47 people following you today. Okay. So, Katie, do you hear them?
Yeah, we hear them perfectly. Thank you, Graziella.
Okay, let's start. Thank you very much to everybody.
Okay, yes, you can hear me.
Yes, very well.
Yes, welcome to this briefing. This is a daily briefing, and today we have some special guests, so we will have it in English today for you. So then we start out. And I will show you the precipitation from the last 24 hours until this morning. And if we start in the southern part of the country, we can see we have had some showers the last day. With we also have some thunder activity over the eastern part, up to 15-16 millimeter in 24 hours, and also some of it is some shorter time. And we also had some showers in the western part, not that high values. And further north, we also had some showers with low values. And we have maybe most interesting is these values at the eastern part of Finnmark, close to the Russian border, with up to 20 millimeter the last 24 hours. And if you compare it to yesterday's prognosis, we had this MEPS prognosis, which had up to 20 in this 25 actually in this area. And we had the Arctic model, which had a bit lower values and also had it a bit more west. And we had the EC model, which had up to 15 millimeter. So I think we can conclude with that we ended up somewhere between the EC and the MEPS model in values. So then we can have a look at what's coming up next. So here we have the situation right now. If we start in the southern part, we have some showers, light showers at the western part, a bit heavier showers at the eastern part, and might be some thunder activity also today in these showers. Then we might have up to 10 millimeter in 1 hour if you got some thunder also. So and in the middle part of the country, calm conditions. And then we have this frontal system at the eastern part of Finnmark. And we also have some showers in the frontal zone, some embedded showers. And as you can see, I had some thunder activity the last hours. So if you look at what's going to happen the next hours and days, we have the prognosis here with the precipitation in the green color. So if we move on to 12 o'clock, we can see that we still have some precipitation above the eastern part of Finnmark, but we expect it to decrease. And it's now the next maybe 3 to 4 hours that we have the most heaviest precipitation, then it will decrease afterwards. And in the southern part, we have some showers. In the western part, it will decrease later in the day. In the eastern part, it might continue with showers the rest of the day. Yes, and tomorrow we have some time with a bit not so much precipitation in Finnmark, as I said, but also tomorrow we expect some precipitation in the afternoon. So we have a new system coming up here with precipitation. And in the southern part, have some showers, not that heavy as today, because we expect a stabilization before this frontal system coming up tomorrow afternoon. And yeah, then we continue on to the weekend, and we still have precipitation here in Finnmark, as you can see. We expect the temperatures to decrease. So about early Saturday morning, we expect it to be snow. So we might issue a snow warning for these Finnmark areas, not because of the amounts of snow, but because of time of year and snow. It's a bit unusual, so that we might do that. We will decide in the next hours. Yeah, in the southern part, we have some low pressure activity with precipitation that continues during the weekend. Yeah, don't expect very high values, but you can have a look at it afterwards. It might be up to 30 millimeter in 24 hours approximately. And as you can see, colder temperatures here in the northern part continue during the weekend. So then we can look at the 24-hour values. So this is the next 24 hours. And if you look at the values in Finnmark, this is, as I said, 24 hours values, but we expect the most of it to come now in the next 3 or 4 hours. And the MAPS model has up to about 10 more millimeter before it disappears. And the EC is up to 6 to 10 also in the same area that has got most of the precipitation until now. Rome Arctic model also up 10 to maybe 12, up to 15, a bit more westerly located. And in the southern part, I will move back to the other model. Yeah, here we expect not the highest values, but as I said, in the showers, it might be up to 10 millimeter in one shower in less than 1 hour. And the next day, that's until 6 o'clock or 8 local time Saturday morning. And you can see we got this frontal system coming up in the southern part, increasing the precipitation in the southern part. And we have a new low pressure here with the values with precipitation in Finnmark and also in the inner part of Troms. And the MAPS model is up to 6 to 10, maybe up to 15 here at the Finnmarksvidda. You see a bit, 10 to 15 also in the same area, and to 10 in the areas that got most precipitation now today. And the next days, as I said, we don't expect very high values for the next day. That is up to Sunday morning. Then it's mostly in the southern part. Here in Telemark, Agder, we have up to 26 millimeter in this global model. Might be some more when we got this local model, but we will continue looking at that. And still some precipitation here in Finnmark, but then we expect most of it to be snow. And if you look at the last day until Monday morning, Not much precipitation in the northern part, but in the southern part, still some precipitation up to 10 millimeter. Yes, I think we can have a look at the temperatures. Which is here in this colorful map. This is 12 today, 12 o'clock or 2 o'clock local time. Yeah, and we can see the numbers in the background here is the temperature, and also made with some colorful map. So in Finnmark, we expect about temperatures up to 5 degrees today. And as you can see, the highest values is here in the eastern part with up to 12 to 13, maybe up to 14 also in some areas that got most of the sun. In the mountain areas, still a bit cold, I would say, for the time of year. As you can see, if we move to the night time, it's still some areas with minus degrees. This white or this part without color is below 2 minus degrees. And nighttime in the lower areas is about 5 degrees. And tomorrow, in the middle part of the day, we can see that the temperature here in Finnmark is decreasing. So then it's about 1 to 2 degrees. Not much happening in the southern part. And Saturday, even a bit colder in the northern part. And not much happening in the southern part still. And also Sundays, more or less the same. And when it comes to the wind, we don't expect much wind the next days. We can look at it here. So this purple part is gale, and we don't have much of it now today. Maybe a bit here in the southern part, and also the next. During today, some gale in the most southern part, as we can see. And more or less calm conditions until when we got to Saturday. Then we got a bit increasing wind here in the northern parts, from northerly winds and up to gale force at the coast of Finnmark and Troms. That continues during Saturday, as you can see. So I think we can have a look at the radar from Finnmarksvidda if you want. You might see this animation, which is this was 5 UTC, that means 7 local time, and then we can see quite heavy precipitation at these areas. But if we go on now the next hours, it's a bit less heavy precipitation, and we expect it to be a bit less heavy now the next hours, but still more precipitation in the same areas. And we can also look at this. We have a station in Finnmark, which is called the NIRU. I can share this for you. This is accumulated precipitation, and this line represents where we are now in time. And as you can see, yeah, this is front of the line. We have already got this. So if you start out here on the next of the day, then we get up to about 15, and we are starting about at 6 or 7, so up to 10 more millimeter today. And as you can see at this red line in the background, the temperatures are decreasing now the next days. So this is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we are early Saturday morning. We are getting close to -degrees, and we expect it to be snow. But as you can see, we also got some precipitation here Friday, middle part of the day. About then it decreases from about 15 to 20, 25, so about 10 millimeters here. And this is NIRU, as I said, which is close to Kirkenes and the Russian border, most easily part of Finnmark. So yeah, that was what I had prepared for today. So we can see if we need to discuss anything. But you, Graciela, you and your team maybe has got what you want.
No, yes, no, we just wanted to listen. So thank you. We will disconnect quite soon, and we continue the discussion afterwards with Mats Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, from flood warning, we are satisfied with the presentation. So we have just to discuss a little bit here, Trine and I.
Yes. From the landslide warning, we are also satisfied. No big surprises, so that's good. So I will disconnect now and continue on the other meeting. Thank you very much.
Okay, then I wish you all a nice day.
You too.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so I'm back. Do you hear me here in LandAware?
Yeah, we hear you fine. Thank you.
So now we will wait Mats Peter. He will connect, and he will share the screen and present what will be the evaluation for today in the area. If you, meanwhile, you have some questions that you want to ask me until he's just feel free. Usually, yes, today I have to say that when we did this the idea of okay, Mats Peter is there, so maybe we can start.
Yeah, did you want to say something first, Graciela, or
no? I just want to say that we were, when the other member of Land were asking to have this live, we were a bit stressed, because usually in this time of the year we have a big flood and many landslides, especially in the southern Norway or northern Norway. But this year we were quite lucky that, of course, for the purpose of this session, maybe it's not so exciting, because it's not many action, but for us it's a bit better, because there have been colder temperature, as also Elbjörg mentioned, and so this is slow down the snow melting, but we have some issues, so I will leave the floor to Mats Peter.
Yeah, normally it's what we call the season of spring flood. Well,
so you check if you can share the screen and everything is work, and
So I hope that now you see the screen.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Well, hello everybody. My name is Peter Dal, and I am a part of the team working on the early warning for landslides here at NVE. As you know, we have early warning systems for landslides and for floods and for snow avalanches and more. But me and Graciela and about 15 other people are working on the landslide early warning team. And today and 4 days ahead, I am the person on duty here. So now we just saw the briefing. So what I will show you now is my daily evaluation. I've done a lot of the work already because we only have about half an hour from now. This would normally take me maybe 2 hours, depending on how difficult the situation is. But for now, I've done most of the things, but I will show you what I have done. And yeah, so what you see here is, Graciela, do you see the mouse pointer?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, perfect. So what you see here is what we called XGEO. It's our main decision tool, where we have all our prognosis and overview over the country. And what you see here, this is the 20th of May today. So this is our HUTMET index. It's a combination of the how much water supply we expect from snowmelt and precipitation, and how much water we have in the soil. And you see here we have a legend here, but it's only like, you know, it's only kind of guiding us to which areas we have to look closer into. So what you see here are all the different prognosis that we work with for this warning and for other categories. And what we have here, we have some data on latest real-time discharge and groundwaters and other parameters. And here we have all our event data, all the historic data in the landslide database many years back, but also what do we have observed events in the last, for example, 24 hours, which is very helpful to us. So the thing today is that already yesterday we issued an early warning for this area. Let's see, I can show you the here you see this was issued yesterday, and it was because of that we were expecting precipitation, and we have a lot of snow melt. It's been warm temperatures after the winter, and we also we issued a warning for both landslides and for so-called slush flows. And if we so today we have to find out if this will still be valid for today, or if we can end now and it has to be green today. And I've already looked at the next days. We have to look at today, which we call day 0, and then Friday and Saturday, which is day 1, day 2. So day 0, 1, and 2. We have to look at them each day. So I already looked at tomorrow and Saturday. They look fine for the whole country. So I'll just focus on this today. So what we see here is that yesterday, you see this red dot. Actually, yesterday, we click on that one, and yesterday it was reported, yeah, it works a bit slow here, but it was reported that a slush flow happened. So that is good because we issued a warning for that and it happened. So that's a good thing. So we hit the right spot. So if we, and we use this for finding out what's going on with which do we have reports of incidents going happened, and also we use that for finding out both for evaluation, but also to get an idea of, do we see both events, but also what we called hazard signs. We work both with, do we have a landslide, but also do we have hazard signs, for example, which can be, in some situations it can be rockfall, in other situations it can be local flooding, can be high discharge, a lot of water in the snow, and so on. So another thing that we used to find out what happened from yesterday is that we had this REGWASH, which stands for registration of observations. Here I can go in and I can see all observations from water and soil, from snow and ice and so on. And I found one yesterday which actually was this slush flow happening. So it's in Norwegian, so I just registered it. It happened, where it happened, when it happened, who registered it, and all sorts of information, size of it. And what we also depend very much on the on what we get reported from media. So we have this kind of this tool. It's kind of like an engine. It runs through all the media articles and the television, everything from back in time, and shows us, for example, here is in Norwegian, but this means landslide. So all things containing the words of paragraphs, phrases containing landslides, I get it here. So right now I didn't find anything from yesterday here, but this is also an important tool. And of course we are completely dependent on what we get reported in. And for example, in weekends we don't get that much report because less journalists are working in weekends and also in holidays. But I guess a lot of you know what I'm talking about. I mean, you're really dependent on which data we get in. Yeah. So I've had a look at the different parameters for this 20th of May for this area, and we can see that we have local. Just zoom in a little bit. We have local yellow colors, and as it was also presented, we have yesterday there was much more precipitation in the prognosis. So today there's almost nothing, just below 10 millimeters per these 24 hours. But here I can also see, for example, rain and snow melt combined. Here the values are a bit higher because there's a lot of snow melt. Another version of this prognosis is here. I can look at the degree of soil saturation. This is very high. This is from maybe 70 to above 90%, and it tells me that there's a lot of water in the oils in the unsaturated soil zone just below the surface. And I can also see here that actually the groundwater levels are quite high. And I can go and see the last groundwater observations. So this is model data, and this is real observations, and I can go in and these are the real stations, so I can see, okay, does it fit more or less with the model? Very nice to have. And I can see if it's increasing or decreasing. Discharge value also tells me how much water is present. Very good indicator. So I registered all these different parameters, and I did the same for slush flow, because the early warnings has to cover both the risk of landslides and slush flows. So here I went through some parameters. Again, we have the soil saturation here, and the soil frost depth here is important because the water coming down, it has to be able to disappear even either down in the soil or yeah, and if it can't disappear because the soil is frozen or it's saturated, it's not so good. Then we have a lot of water accumulating in the snow. Here we're also using, for example, combination of what we call the runoff from the snowpack. It's a combination of how much snow is there and how much water is, for example, rain coming on snow. So this just another parameter that we use. Snow wetness, here we see it's all wet snow here, and temperature, it's very important to know how is it compared to the last days. You can see if I go back in time, it's warmer. So here was very warm, now it gets colder, and in the weekend it will be very cold. So that's a stabilizing factor, then the temperature is decreasing. So all of these parameters, I'm going through these each morning for each 3 days, and I am let's see, it's just working a bit slow since we're on this Zoom. Here, I hope you see this. This is what we're filling in for each day. So down here you see all the weekdays from Monday to Saturday each week. And here you see, this is me. I am on duty today. I have to do the evaluation for day 0, day 1, and day 2. I already filled this in. This is what I saw today. For example, here, Geo yellow in some areas. My focus area today is this north area, Troms and Finnmark. And here fill out the precipitation, degree of soil saturation, and so on and so on. And here I do it for landslides, and further down here I do it for slush flows. So, and what I'm also doing is I'm writing my thoughts. A lot of water in the soil, little precipitation, however, hazard signs showing increased danger. So my decision here would be to keep the yellow warning from yesterday, but decreasing, because there's only a little precipitation, it gets colder. So that's a stabilizing factor. The same down here for slush flows. Was it a difficult evaluation? Yes. And why was it a difficult evaluation? We have codes for expressing what we mean. And in this case, code 16 would mean that it's difficult with these slush flows. We are lacking some good tools for this. It's slush flows is somehow between landslides and snow avalanches. So we have codes for explaining the reasons for what we think is difficult. So I also filled in for day 1 and day 2, and here I wrote that it looks fine. No reason for warning. Same for slush flows. So now I made my decision for all 3 days. So the next thing would be to go in and update all the early warnings. So I go into this tool. It's called Rekvash. It means something like registration of the early warnings. This is what was made yesterday. So I open this. I open what was made yesterday, and I press on this one, make new version. So we're pressing here. I just have to say, I'm sorry, this is it has to be published in Norwegian. So I just explaining what I'm doing here. Okay, so here I am. Maybe I can also do the English version here. Yeah. So this would be like warning, landslides, slush flows, Troms and Finnmark. This has to be like it is now. The lower level, sea level, the other upper level here, 1,500 meters. It's kind of the highest mountains in the area. What we can do is we can have a look at the temperature, and we can put on this height filter here, and we can see that see when we get to positive temperatures, it will maybe be around 500 meters. So what we can do here is that we can change. Yesterday it was warmer, today we can change it to 500. And here we have our text from yesterday. I'll just go through it in Norwegian. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, this looks fine. Let's see. Okay, and here, let's see how it looks in the English version. We're publishing these in both Norwegian and English. Yeah. Okay. And some of these texts down here, they're kind of standard text. Some we are writing them from day to day because they're very detailed. Other texts further down here are, this says consequence, and this is advice. And these are kind of standard texts that we use. This was the advice. And you see here, what does the warning mean? The warning level mean? Means challenging situation, requiring monitoring, may cause local damages. Yellow level is the lowest of our warning levels. Remember, it goes from, of course, green, of course, but then yellow, orange, and red. So this, and here it says, when is the danger increasing and when is it decreasing? This issue was already issued yesterday, so it began, we wrote here yesterday, yesterday morning or before noon. And here we can write here that we are probably going to end this early warning by tomorrow morning, because tomorrow it looks better, it's even colder. So this will end by tomorrow morning. So we can say tomorrow it would be the 21st, and then in the morning, of course, this could also depend on, for example, the precipitation event. If you have a precipitation event and you know it's going to end or begin at some point, then that could also be could also mean when you're setting these times. So now we press save, and we say that here it's kind of, it's showing us how it will look when we publish it. If we go to the Norwegian one, I just have to check this. yeah, maybe I can go back and I can just write the precipitation. I just wrote here that we just 10 to 15 millimeters in 24 hours, just to have the amounts in. Yesterday it was much more, but it's good today that it's not so much. But this is how it will look. So we can see here that we said that the danger increases Wednesday morning, decreases Friday morning, valid from 0 to 500 meters above sea level. Okay, I think it looks fine. So now we close this one. And remember that we are issuing this. This will be valid for today, but for the next days, Friday and Saturday, it looks better, and also for the rest of the country. So we're only going to issue a yellow warning for today. The next days will be green for the whole of Norway. So first we choose this one that we just edited, and we say publish. Now the green message says, okay, you published it. And then we choose the rest, and that was not what we call Norway okay. It means it will color the rest of the country green, just to give it a color. So we publish that. And now the button here says that we want to update our the warning, the official warning site. So I just press that button here. But before we go to the official warning site, it will be great to write that the when we go into our to the early warning that we made, and here it says updated info. We want to give some detailed information that the yellow warning that we issued yesterday and will continue today, it's getting colder, it's less precipitation that we expected in the new prognosis, so the danger will be decreasing. It will be in the yellow. It will be on a yellow level, but it will be decreasing, and from tomorrow it will go to green. So now, and we want to give this mostly for authorities and municipalities as updated info. So just write it here. Okay. Here I'm writing the precipitation prognosis are better, or less precipitation that we thought earlier, and therefore the early warning is in the lower level of the yellow level. So I'll publish that one. And now we can go to the official early warning site, which is visible for the public. This is called Varsom. It's kind of how should it be said in English, kind of be aware. It's called be aware, you can say. And here we have all the, this is, let's see, I'll take the English version. So, oops, it looks a little bit different. These are the forecasts from NVE, which is us, for avalanche, for flood, and for landslides. And we also here we have both the forecasts from NVE and from MET, which is the Meteorological Institute. You can see here they have many things that they are responsible for issuing early warnings for different rain events, for flood water level at the coast, forest fire danger, polar low pressures, and so on and so on. Ice on roads. So what you can see here, we go into landslide. You can see here that this is what we published for today. Now this updated info that I wrote, it will probably not be visible here since this is the English version, and I think that's only kind of only works in Norwegian, so we won't see that, but we will see what this is how it looks. Debris avalanches, debris flows, and slush slides warning, yellow level. The text that we wrote here: increase, decrease, altitude, consequence, advice, and what the level, what it means. So the map is here. So this is how it looks, and in the afternoon today, I mean, I have a deadline for issuing this that I just did now. I have a deadline for doing that now before 11 o'clock a.m. So we did it now. So now we are good. But this afternoon I have to do a new evaluation, and the deadline for that is, I think it's 3:30 in the afternoon. That's how we do it Monday through Friday. In weekends, we only have one update, which is each morning, 11 o'clock a.m. And what we also do each morning is that we go through the day before. So that means that tomorrow morning, I will go and evaluate the early warning that I just sent out today. So I will go, as I showed in this, for example, XGeo, I will go and I will press on this event data, and I will see, have I reports of landslides, signs, observed landslides, slush flows, yeah, all these categories here, and see if I get some thing up on my map. And I'll also go to this, as we talked about, this Varsom, as see, has anybody registered it here? Everybody can do that. It's a cell phone app, so everybody can go and take picture of a landslide or whatever, and send in the picture on the text with the position and everything, describe the size and everything. And I also go through, as I showed you, all the media to see, do I have any reports of anything happened. So my evaluation, and that is something we're working a lot of here in Norway. I think some years ago, we were very strict in our evaluation. We were only saying, okay, what is our definition of a false alarm or correct early warning? And we only looked at number of landslides per unit area. That was a very strict way of doing it. What we are looking at now, we are of course still looking at what happened of real landslides, but we're also looking at, as I told you before, the hazard signs. For example, if we issued an early warning and there was no real landslide observed, but there was a lot of hazard signs, there was a lot of, because of, for example, a lot of precipitation, there was a lot of rockfall, there was a lot of local floodings, you know, roads getting closed because of a lot of water, or there was a lot of what do we call them, brown colored rivers, indicating, you know, you have erosion into the riverbank and things like that. That's also, we're also using that, because remember that if we don't have any landslides observed, it doesn't mean there wasn't any landslides, because we are totally available, we are totally dependent on reports coming in. So Graciela, I think that I will just leave the rest to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very interesting. We have just 4 minutes, so I don't know if there were some 2 questions during the chat, and I was trying to answer. The one question was from Emir, if we had an ongoing work to make this decision making more automated, or how much can the decision include the expert bias? And yeah, I answered that for today, this is not an automated. I mean, we have the threshold, which is automated, but we decide from we have the expert that decide which level, because it's not, so at the moment, we have not done any automated. And yeah, since we have a few more minutes, the other question was from Miriana about if we have separate teams for doing this avalanche and flood warning. And yes, we have different groups. We have actually we are 4 groups, because we are for snow avalanche, for flood, for rock avalanche, which they work locally. But there are four groups, and of course for landslide, we use all of us use the same platform, but the landslide forecasting group discuss very closely every day with flood warning. And we have, of course, today there was not flooding for them. So for them it was an easy day, green day, but for us, but usually we have a kind of discussion. So I think we don't have more time, but if you have more questions, please just write to us. And I hope you enjoyed this live. So thank you very much, Mats Petter, for your time. Yes, and thank you to all.
Thank you very much, Mads Peter, as well, and Graciela. That was really, really interesting, and I think we're all very jealous of your systems and the fact that you can do all that live whilst talking at the same time, because I think some of us would have tripped over our own clicking of our mouses on that issue.